Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it so very much. Welcome, my name is Aiden. I'm so happy that you're here. Today's a bit of a video. So this is one I've been planning to do for quite a while. It's a lot. There are 11 bottles that I'm going to be talking about today. It is the Daisy Eau So Fresh collection by Marc Jacobs. I have, I think, all of the flankers. I don't have Ever So Fresh. I'm not really sure where to put that in this collection. It's in the same bottle as Eau So Fresh, but I think it's supposed to be its own flanker. It's not supposed to be a flanker of Daisy Eau So Fresh. Anyway, if you haven't already subscribed, please do consider subscribing. I do videos on fragrance every Friday. I have a whole bunch of videos on Marc Jacobs. I have videos on a lot of different perfumes in my collection. I have an enormous collection. It's really ridiculous, I know. And then if you have tried any of these, let me know down below. Leave me a comment. Let me know what your favorite Daisy Eau So Fresh flanker is, or let me know if you like Daisy, Daisy Love, Daisy Dream better. Let me know that down below. If you are interested in any of the other lines in Marc Jacobs of Daisy, I have a video on Daisy, I have a video on Daisy Love, and I have a video on Daisy Dream. I also have videos on different yearly flankers. So I believe Days, Spring, and Skies all have videos. I will have some of those listed throughout the video. You'll see them up in the eye in the sky. We're going to start with the original one. This is Daisy Eau So Fresh, and this came out in 2011. I do have the larger bottle. This is the only one that is a 4.25 ounce. All of my other perfumes are going to be smaller, and this one does stand out just a little bit from the rest of the collection. I have them all on a shelf together with the daisies that match in front. Oh, this is such a clean, fresh type of a scent. Our notes on Daisy Eau So Fresh are green notes, raspberry, pear, and grapefruit. Middle notes are violet, lychee, apple blossom, rose, and jasmine. Base notes are musk, plum, and Virginia cedar. So you have a lot of fruits. You have a few florals in there as well. I do get a bit of the green notes. That definitely does give it that fresh type of a scent to it. And then I get a lot of just like really, I want to say they're like citrusy, because usually when you have a citrus fragrance, it's just, you get like a clear sense of the note, and it's not sweet. A lot of fruity fragrances are very sweet, and this one isn't overly sweet. It is very kind of clear in those scent notes, if that makes any sense at all. I really think the grapefruit helps to deal with that, but it's not a grapefruit. Like, I don't get a distinctly grapefruit note. I think the lychee and the raspberry and the pear really kind of soften it, but they're very much like a juice form, and like maybe a slightly unripe juice form of it. They're not overly sweet by any means. It is really pretty. I do like it. I think if you're looking for something that's like an everyday type of a scent, this is a really good one. Is it my favorite? No, the Eau So Freshes, much like this video, kind of get neglected in my collection because I tend to reach for Daisy Love or Daisy more so than the Eau So Fresh, but we're going to work on rectifying that this year. So Daisy Eau So Fresh, it's nice, it's pretty, but are the flankers better? We'll see. So I just looked up Ever So Fresh, and they are nesting it under the Eau So Fresh line. So eventually I will be picking that up. But when I was looking at the prices of it, it was like $150 when I was looking at, I think it was Ulta. And I'm not prepared to pay $150 for any of my Marc Jacobs fragrances. I always wait till they have a sale of some sort, because they are getting really expensive. I think this one was like $100 when I first got it, and now they just keep going up and up and up. So I'm sorry if you were hoping Ever So Fresh was going to be in this collection. I'm not including it. It's just it will eventually become part of my collection, but when I can get it for a much better deal. On to the yearly flankers. So much like Daisy, in 2012 they started doing flankers of Daisy Eau So Fresh, and they have done one almost every year since. So first up we have Daisy Sunshine. This is not to be confused with the other sunshine that they put out in 2019 because they've done 2 of those just to make things difficult. This is what the 2012 version looks like. You can see that it has a slightly pinkish juice, and that is what Daisy 2019 looks like. So even if they didn't have the cap, which are obviously very, very different, you can see that this bottle is tinted yellow. The actual bottle itself has been changed color. So that's how you can tell the difference between the 2 sunshines. So Daisy Sunshine, this is actually my first Marc Jacobs fragrance that I ever got. This is what started it all off. This is the one that I asked my mom because she wanted to buy me a perfume, and I said, oh, I really want the Daisy Sunshine. I wanted the small one. But she got me this one because it was a larger bottle, so it was a better deal per ounce. But this is a completely different scent. And it's still a really good scent. I mean, obviously it's a good scent. I've worn quite a bit of it, which is unusual for my collection, in all honesty. Like, I don't get a whole lot of use, like huge scents from my fragrances, because I'm not the person who, I'm up to like 10 to 15 sprays now, but I'm not the person who does like 30 sprays like some of my perfume reviewer friends here. Anyway, 2012, the top notes are big strawberry, pink grapefruit, and apple blossom. Middle notes are rose, jasmine, and violet leaf. Base notes are amber and oak moss. You definitely get the sweetness in here from that strawberry. I don't think this is more florally. This actually smells a little more fruity to me, a little bit. It's definitely a sweeter version of Eau So Fresh. If I was choosing between the 2, obviously I've been wearing this one more. I do like this one. I think you get a little bit of the violet leaf because there's just like a slight powderiness to it, but just barely perceptible. But the apple blossom comes in here more into play, I feel, in this one than it does in the original Eau So Fresh. I love this one. It might be my favorite. It just might be my favorite, but it is a good one, and I'm very sad that it's so hard to find. So if you ever find it, I would say pick it up if you can find it for a good price. Like, don't pay hundreds of dollars for it. Just don't do that. In 2014, Daisy Eau So Fresh Delight came out, and this one, I love the bottle, the colors on this one. You gotta sometimes twist them to get the color pattern that you want to see. Oh, the top notes are pink pepper and white tea. Middle notes are raspberry, blood orange, violet, apricot, and tiara flower. Base notes are musk and amber. I definitely get, I feel like I get the tea in this one more so. It's very light. It doesn't smell like Elizabeth Arden white tea though, if that's a scent that you enjoy and you're looking to duplicate. That's not what I get from this one. This one is very, very light. It is just, you know, very much a skin scent, something very light and uplifting. If you're just looking for something to give you just a little boost and you just want a light, mostly floral scent with a little sweetness in there, that's what this one is. This is definitely not necessarily one that I feel like a lot of people would enjoy. I feel like if you're a fragrance lover and you want like in your face type of fragrances, this is not it. Not it at all. But if you want something very light, just kind of barely there, that's what Daisy Eau So Fresh Delight is. It's very pretty. It's already, I mean, it's not super fading, but that sweetness fades pretty quickly from it. It's nice. It's not my favorite. I do enjoy it, and I enjoy lighter scents though, so that's me. In 2015, they came out with Sorbet. This is where you can tell that I started really getting into perfume collecting and not spraying my bottles nearly as much, not giving them a lot of love across the board. This one is funny to me because unlike the original Sorbet in Daisy, which I don't feel like smells like a sorbet at all, this one definitely gives me a much more sorbet vibe for Eau So Fresh. So our top notes are apple blossom, mandarin orange, and lotus. Middle notes are magnolia, violet, and jasmine. Base notes are musk and woody notes. This one smells very fruity to me so far of all of them. This is kind of the most fruity, the most sweet of all of them. And they're dusty. My bottles are dusty. Yes, they're just difficult to dust. I'm sorry. But yes, this is definitely the most fruity of them, the most uplifting type of a scent. Unlike the original, which feels kind of like a very stripped back type of fruit, this is a very fruity, like delicious, something that you feel like would be delicious if it was a sorbet. I could imagine this being a very fragrant, beautiful sorbet. So this one actually fits the name, unlike the Daisy version. I really like this one. This is one that I would recommend getting. Yeah, if you could find it, I really enjoy this one. In 2016, Marc Jacobs started helping us. Oh my gosh, I've used quite a bit of this one. Started helping us out because he started putting the names on there. So you're not trying to like figure out which flanker is which, because it just clearly states it on there. So this is Blush, Eau So Fresh Blush. Once again, very pretty bottle. I love these bottles. That's what got me to try the fragrance in the first place, and then I fell in love with Daisy Sunshine. The grapefruit to me is more prominent, and then this one, I don't feel like this one is holding up as well. It is starting to smell a little bit more alcohol-y. But now that it's dried down a little bit, it's smelling much better. So this one you definitely need to let sit if you have it, because at first it was like, ooh, that's too much. That doesn't smell very great. But now it's starting to develop a little bit. But at first it wasn't like a cleaner type of a smell. There was something that it was very stark, and I was considering that it was going bad for a second, even though it doesn't look like it. Like, it is holding up very nicely. I do try to keep my fragrances in as dark of an atmosphere as possible and as cool of atmosphere as possible. I can't remember if I gave you the notes. So our top notes are pink, grapefruit, pear, mandarin orange, and apple. Middle notes are honeysuckle, rose, water lily, and freesia. Base notes are musk, cedar, and woodsy notes. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this one now. I was like very shocked at first with that initial smell. I was like, what's going on? But this one is very pretty. It is a sweet. It's a different type of a sweet. The rose adds more to the sweetness in this one. So it's more of a sweet with a rose in it. Whereas the other one has a different type of sweetness. I probably would still say like blush after that initial shock. I like it a little bit better than sorbet. I'm just going to have to rank these at the end. So yeah, I like blush. I think it's very pretty. Obviously, I've worn quite a bit of it for me. Like, that's pretty impressive. But I'm also cognizant that once these are gone, I will never be able to get them again. So I do try to take them, tread lightly. Next up, we have Kiss, and the bottle. We're going with those pinks still, but this is the first time they have a tinted bottle in the collection. So Eau So Fresh Kiss came out in 2017. Our top notes are mandarin leaf, pink pepper, and black currant. Middle notes are peony, pink rose, and cherry blossom. Base notes are ambroxan, whitewoods, and sandalwood. This one is very light. I think the name fits it well because you need to be very close to someone to really get this, to take it in. So if you're kissing someone, you're probably going to be smelling this one. It's pretty. It is very light. It is more on the floral side than on the fruity side. It doesn't have a lot of sweetness to it. It's kind of an aquatic. I want to say it's slightly aquatic. It doesn't smell like it has marine notes or anything. It's definitely not like Aqua de Joya or anything, but it does have like that essence of that light, airy quality. That could be from the ambroxan though. I bet that's from the ambroxan. That's what's bringing that quality to it. It is once again nice. Is it my favorite? No, definitely not my favorite. But it's a beautiful bottle and fun to have in the collection. But I want something a little. I don't want to have somebody be intimately close to me to smell my fragrance, and I feel like that's what this one kind of is, unlike some of the other ones. The other ones give you a little bit more. All right, in 2017, the very, very end of 2017, basically it's the 2018 fragrance. This is Twinkle. We started getting a little bit different, starting with this one. So yes, the bottle is completely a different shade. You have a sparkly flower, which we never had before. And the scent notes and the composition and how many notes are used or given definitely changed with this. You're gonna hear it right away. So our top note is raspberry. That's it. Middle notes are violet and wild rose. That's it. And then base notes are whipped cream and cassis. So pared back the notes a lot, changed the bottles up a little bit. This is one that I haven't given enough of a try because I got into, this is right around the time when Daisy Love came out. So that kind of took my attention that year in 2018. This is really nice. I'm getting like a really creamy berry. So that whipped cream mixed with the raspberry well, but it doesn't smell food-like. It definitely smells like a perfume in that those florals are in there as well. Maybe the cassis is coming in a little bit, but I'm mostly getting like a creamy berry with some florals in there. I need to wear this one more. This is like one that I've neglected because I just have so many, and this is another one I need to start wearing more because this is really interesting and much better than the Daisy version of it. So yeah. All right, we're up to 2019. We're once again at Daisy Sunshine. So Daisy Sunshine, very confusing. This is the 2019 version. It is one that I was kind of mad at because why do you need to redo names? There's so many different words that we could have used. But no, we decided to reuse Sunshine. If you watched my Daisy video, you will know that I was very surprised by Daisy Sunshine just because I was kind of irritated at it that they redid it, but I was still going to buy it because that's who I am. But then it ended up ranking very highly in my ranking. Yeah, I'm really liking this one too. Dang it. Okay, so Daisy Sunshine 2019, the top note is pear, middle note is mimosa, and base notes are cassis and heliotrope. I'm definitely getting that pear. It is really nice. I love pears. I think pear is a beautiful scent note. So yeah, definitely get the pear in here. It's, I want to say it's like a middling pear because I find that there are some pears that are like, because there's so many varieties of pear, right? There are the more dry pears, there's the more juicy pears, and then there's like, if you have labelle, it's like a steeped pear, you know, poached. And this one is kind of in between. It's not one of the dry ones that I feel like pear ink is more like that, and it's not super syrupy like labelle is. It's somewhere right in the middle, slightly syrupy, but still smells a little bit more like a fresh type of a pear. And I don't usually like heliotrope, so I'm very surprised by this. I feel terrible. Like, I'm like, I have all these fragrances and I never wear them because I have too many. I know I have too many. But this was one that was never going anywhere, so I tend to wear the ones that I'm like, maybe I should get rid of it, or I want to, you know, actually use it up and get it out of my collection. Sometimes I have those, but this one is just really nice and definitely neglected. I'm going to have a really hard time ranking these because I've neglected this entire line because I feel like there's other ones that I enjoyed more, but dang, there's some good ones in here. We got into 2019, technically the 2020 fragrance. This is Daisy Eau So Fresh Daze. Oh my goodness. Knew I'd had to get this one because of course I had to get this one. I do like this one. This one is very pretty. This is one that I wore quite a bit when it first came out, and then like life happened and it got neglected. But it's so good because it has some of my favorite scent notes in it. So let me tell you the notes. Top note is white peach. Middle note is orchard blossom. And base note is peach. It's a slightly fruity, slightly floral. You know, like blossoms have a very light type of a scent trail to them, and they usually have a, you know, they don't smell like a flower. They smell like a hybrid flower with fruit, because there will eventually be fruit there. But then I get the peach in here, and I love peaches. Peach is one of my favorite notes to look for in fragrances, and this one is really nice. I need to do a peach one in the spring. Like, that would be a great spring video. So nice. So very nice. This one you should still be able to find. I think I see this every once in a while pop up on like discounter sites. So this is definitely one that I think you can still find. You should be able to find it for a good deal. I even think I saw this at like TJ Maxx and Marshalls probably last year. But yeah, this is definitely one that if you like peaches, I feel like this is a good one. All right, we have the 2021. They started putting them out in December, so they're counting it as a 2020. But they're jumping the gun, releasing things in December, which you shouldn't release till later. This is a very interesting, unusual one. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. This is Spring, Eau So Fresh. Let me tell you the notes. Our top note is green tea flower, middle note is matcha tea, and base note is pink pepper. Definitely doesn't really have any of the sweetness of the other ones. It doesn't smell as strongly as like White Tea by Elizabeth Arden. That one I feel is very stark and very off-putting. To me, I don't enjoy it as well. But it isn't as sweet and like creamy as Matcha Meditation by Replica. This is very much kind of just, it smells green. It smells very green to me. This is kind of like, you know, unripened fruits mixed with some greenery, not like grass. It doesn't smell like grass. There are other scents that have that more, but this is just like new green growth. It's pretty, but it's very much, it's probably the starkest of the bunch. Not my favorite. It's still kind of interesting, but definitely have to be in the mood for something like this. All right, last fragrance is Daisy Eau So Fresh Skies. This one came out in the very tail end of 2021. I got it in December, but it's technically the 2022 release. They're just, you know, like I keep saying, premature. This one is, I know there's going to be a new one coming out here in the next month or two. So brace yourselves. There will be another collection, because there always is another collection from Marc Jacobs. This is definitely a cash cow. I mean, I cannot be the only person who collects every flanker every year, plus all of the other fragrances that Marc Jacobs does too. Anyway, let's spray this one. Let's talk about the notes, and then we'll have a ranking in here in a minute and decide where I rank all of these. So the top notes are tea, gooseberry, and grapefruit. Middle notes are chamomile, broom, and violet. Base notes are cedar, musk, and tea tree oil. I know I've looked up broom before. It is a flower. Not a big fan of tea tree oil. It's not just, it's, you know, I smell it and I think that I'm just not a big fan. This one's okay. I don't love it. It's a little bit more sweet than the last one that we talked about. Definitely that grapefruit and the gooseberry bring in a little bit more to it, make it more interesting. And it's kind of a return to the original roots. I feel like some of these we got way far away from the original Eau So Fresh. It's pretty. It's not one that I feel like is amazing though. It's kind of middling. I think it's nice. If you can find these on clearance, go for clearance. Don't spend, you know, hundreds of dollars on these. I don't feel like most of these are worth the $100+ price tag now that they are, because it's just ridiculous. I always get them, you know, 20% off or discounts, always looking for discounts. I bought this one, I believe, at Dillard's. So I had bought another perfume that I had wanted, and I had like a kickback in cash, so I had extra money off. So that definitely helped with that. They're very expensive, and I don't know if this line is the most worth it in terms of the prices that they are charging now, because they're going up and up and up. Like I said, I am waiting on purchasing Ever So Fresh because it has gone up so very, very much. And I don't want to spend, hundreds of dollars or $100 per bottle. I really like the more like $50 fragrances. And I realize there's not a lot, but I always am looking for sales. I do try to get the best deals possible. So I don't know if these are worth $100 a piece. That's just me. Let me know if you have different thoughts down below. Anyway, let's rank them. We're going to go from my least favorite up to my favorite. In 11th place and last place is the original. This is just not my favorite. It's a little too stark, just a little too, it's fine. It's not my favorite. It's sometimes hard to articulate the differences and why you don't like one as much as the others, but it's my least favorite of the group. In 10th place, we're going to put Spring from 2021. Then we're putting Kiss in 9th place. It's okay. It's very light, just not as good. There's better ones. Then we have Skies, not Spring, Skies. This is the current flanker out this year. It's okay. It's not my favorite. There are other ones that I would seek out before I sought out that one again. Then we have Delight. This is the second flanker that they put out, and it's okay. Once again, not my favorite. We're getting closer to the ones that I really enjoy and the ones that I wear the most. So next up we have Daisy Sunshine 2012 Classic. Obviously needs to be higher up. Then we have Blush, pretty, sweet. I prefer sweet scents, so I like it when they have a bit of sweetness to them. Then we have Sorbet. This is more of like a sorbet. It is very pretty. It is something that I am more likely to wear. Most of these I feel are more spring type fragrances than fall or winter. So it's definitely one that I would be happy to wear in the spring and, in the cooler months of the summer, not necessarily like when it's 100 degrees out. Then we have Twinkle. This one surprised me. Wasn't expecting it to go as high, but I really did enjoy this one, and it is definitely one that I had neglected and I need to wear more. That's just bottom line, I need to wear it more. In second place, we're putting Sunshine. I really do enjoy this one. These are both Daisy and Daisy Eau So Fresh I neglected because I was prejudiced that they redid Sunshine, and this one is better. Daisy is not necessarily better. You gotta watch my ranking at the end of that video. But yeah, glad to know that it's a good one. And then that means in first place, I am putting Daze. I really like the peach in here. Peach is one of my favorite scents. This is pretty good. I actually think this would be really good layered with Cheyenne Blues, White Peaches. It might amp each other up a little bit. But yeah, so if you like peaches, Daze is a good way to go. Let me know which of these you have tried. Let me know which of these that you own. Let me know how you would rank them down below. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I hope this video was helpful. Please let me know if it is or it wasn't. And I can't wait to talk to you guys next time. Bye.